coldness there, there's karma. There's heat, there's flames, there's lava. Volcanic rock coming the way gets manic. I know what I'd rather. When I pick up the mic, it's power. When I pick up the mic, got powers. When I pick up the mic, it's power. When I pick up the mic, got powers. Powers. Powers, powers.
Tis a Monday. We are getting ready for the week. Boys got the boat down. This boat right here, we're gonna keep on land for the week. We're trying to basically hire some people, get it running, but we don't need it right now. So we're gonna go out, we're gonna flip some bags, check the densities on the bags, make sure everything's good. God, it is beautiful today. Absolutely beautiful. This is us checking bags right now. Thought we were going to be coming out to flip bags. Turns out we are not harvesting, but moving some stuff to floating bags, or to bottom cages. Our oysters seem to have gotten to market size in these cages. So what we're going to do is we're going to take said line. It's kind of messed up. You can tell it's a little heavy based on, like, you see how some of these are messed up? So that was a good indicator that this line needed to be worked. And now we're going to take them and put them into either 1/2 inch or inch bottom cages, depending on how big they are. They do look pretty big though. This is what it looks like coming out of a floating bag. We'll take these. This year might actually just be a heavy rainfall year, which means that we'll just have to adjust. We've got leases way farther out, closer to the sound, Bogue Sound, and we'll just have to start utilizing those leases. Not as efficient, but it should help us stay open. Believe it or not, a couple of years ago, our leases have been closed for over a month, which really does affect our consistency with customers. So you're probably wondering, why don't you put all your oysters on the lease that never closes? And that is a fair point. So those leases are further up the river, or further down the river, closer to higher salinity areas, and we've been having some high salinity mortality events. So kind of as a hedge, we've been keeping a lot of the stuff in the back where it's lower salinity, and oysters seem to have less mortality. So it's really kind of a balancing act. You've got your leases that stay open, but the mortality is higher, and you've got your leases that can close more often, but they have much less risk of mortality. So trying to basically balance that with the weather is the game. I've actually thought about making a board game that would just basically be like, move your oysters up and down the river, and then you roll the dice to see what the rain is that week. And I don't know, I think it'd be fun. I love board games. Let's see.
There's coldness there, there's karma. There's heat, there's flames, there's lava. Volcanic rock coming the way gets manic. I know what I'd rather. When I pick up the mic, it's power. When I pick up the mic, got powers. When I pick
Our first harvest of the day in. We got about 75 bags, but Tilly told me that wasn't enough. We are going to try and get these harvested before the rain. We're out doing our second harvest today. We got 75 bags. Now we're trying to get ourselves another snatch of them. The reason is because it is 28th of March at 2 p.m. The river opened up this morning, and I'm going to guess that they're going to close the river tomorrow morning. So it's ideal that we get as many oysters as possible. And I like that, to be honest. So, and it actually has nothing to do with the rain falling on top of the water. It's got all to do with the runoff. So you basically got time from when it travels through into the water. So I'm trying to get as much as we possibly can today. Woo.
up the mic, it's power. When I pick up the mic, got powers. Powers, I'm a car seat with an army vibe. Global.
Oyster shells have a pretty wide usage. They can be limitless based on your imagination. Where can I recycle them? So when you're ordering oysters from a restaurant, I guess ask them about their shell recycling program. Also, ask if you can recycle them yourselves. If you want to put them in your garden, we're really trying to get them back into the ocean. Having these oysters back in the ocean, I think, is honestly the best benefit. So when you put these oysters back into the ocean, they create new reefs. By replanting our shells, we can absolutely start planting reefs, which I think is cool as hell. And I think it's worth it to invest in this. Most importantly, we are trying to keep the oyster shells out of landfills. Our landfills are filled up enough as it is, and this is a wonderful resource that we really should be keeping out of the landfills. There are some cases when putting oysters from other bodies of water can bring disease and is unlawful to do so, such as Atlantic oyster shell that came out of the Atlantic and replanting it in the Pacific. There can be all sorts of diseases on that shell, and so it's really best to know what you're doing before you start throwing your shells into the water. Thanks for rocking with us this week.
The mic is power. When I pick up the mic, got powers. When I pick up the mic is power. When I pick up the mic, got powers. Powers. Powers, powers. Powers. 4:32 in the morning. Yeah, I'm still up, you're boring. Life keeps getting